You ever think about how much those big industrial plants are shelling out for energy?
Oh yeah, especially these days with prices all over the place.
Like, it's no joke. I saw somewhere that energy can gobble up a whopping 70% of a plant's fixed costs.
Wow, 70%.
Yeah, and get this, if they're heavy into refrigeration, that one process alone can sometimes eat up 85% of their total energy use.
That's a huge chunk of their expenses right there.
Makes you wonder where the real savings are hiding, right?
Absolutely, got to be smarter about it.
Well, that's exactly what we're diving into today. This company called Frizo.
Frizo,
Yeah, they're a Polish tech firm, and they're really shaking things up in industrial refrigeration.
interesting. Poland's got a pretty solid engineering reputation, right?
They do. And Frizo is all about super innovative solutions, stuff that's not just cutting edge, but also designed to work on a global scale.
So they're thinking big picture, not just local solutions.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They're all about making their clients the tech leaders in their industries.
I like that forward-thinking approach.
It's not just about cutting costs for them. It's about building a real competitive edge, especially with energy markets being so unpredictable.
Smart move. You got to stay ahead of the curve.
So for you listening, anyone who's looking to get a quick but solid grasp on potential business improvements, that's our mission in this deep dive, figuring out what Frizo is all about and how they can actually help businesses like yours.
Sounds like a valuable deep dive.
We've been digging through their company presentations, their project portfolio, even their product catalogs to bring you the good stuff.
A nice mix of sources always helps to get the full picture.
So let's start with the basics. Who is Frizo? They're the largest refrigeration company in Poland, which I have to admit surprised me a little.
Oh, are you?
Yeah, and they've got a team of about 140 people. But here's what really stood out. Over 50 of them are engineers with another 40 in management.
That's a pretty serious technical team.
Yeah.
Speaks volumes about their capabilities.
Right. When you see that many engineers, you know they're serious about innovation and tackling complex projects.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a good sign that they're not just playing around.
And their CEO, Sławomir Kubicek, even said they've got the resources, the experience, the know-how to handle even the most demanding large-scale investment projects.
So they're not afraid of a challenge. That's for sure.
They're not messing around. They've got a pretty significant physical presence, too. Their main office is in Warsaw, but their production plant is in Mishoko. It's massive, almost half a hectare.
Half a hectare. That's like a few football fields.
Yeah, they've got automated production halls for steel, a whole line for assembling refrigeration units.
So they're handling a lot of the manufacturing themselves.
They are, which
Oh.
usually means better quality control.
And potentially lower costs, too.
Right. They've also got this dedicated R&D center, 1,440 square meters with a training center, testing labs, a knowledge-sharing space.
That's a real commitment to innovation. Not just focusing on what they've got now, but constantly looking ahead.
Exactly. They're walking the walk, too. They've snagged R&D grants totaling 3 million euros, 2 million of which is specifically for developing ammonia heat pump technology.
Ammonia heat pumps. Interesting.
Yeah, it's all about efficiency and lower environmental impact. And they've also got some serious recognition, Forbes Diamonds in 2022, the Business Gazelle title.
Not too shabby. Those are some strong indicators of their credibility and growth potential.
So we know they're not just some fly-by-night operation, but what problems are they actually solving for businesses?
Let's get into the nitty-gritty.
Well, the first one's a biggie, rising energy prices. Frizo's all about optimizing operating costs, boosting profitability, even when energy markets are going haywire.
That's a major concern for a lot of companies these days. Energy costs can make or break you.
Then there's the whole issue of inefficient refrigeration itself. They offer these really advanced, energy-efficient, sustainable industrial refrigeration systems with super precise temperature control and monitoring.
It's not just about keeping things cold. It's about doing it in a way that's cost-effective and environmentally responsible.
Absolutely. And they're not just thinking about the cooling and isolation. They look at the whole picture. Ventilation, dehumidification, heating, creating the perfect internal environment.
That's a smart approach. Everything's connected in a plant. You can't just treat each system in a vacuum.
A lot of companies are also dealing with outdated infrastructure. Frizo uses tech like 3D scanning and modeling to pinpoint weak spots and plan really efficient upgrades.
That's a much more precise way to modernize than just guessing or going with gut feeling.
And they're big on operational efficiency. They've developed their own AI learning software. It's like having a super smart co-pilot for your refrigeration system, monitoring energy use in real time, helping with predictive maintenance and diagnostics.
The AI integration is a game changer. Gives you insights and control you wouldn't have had before.
Sustainability is another big one for Frizo energy savings. Waste heat management, eco-friendly refrigerants like ammonia and propane. They're even into heat recovery and those ammonia heat pumps for heating.
They're ticking all the right boxes there. Lowering environmental impact, reducing reliance on fossil fuels.
And then there's food safety and quality. Frizo offers solutions for precise temperature and humidity-controlled dehumidification, even lyophilization, which is a fancy way of saying freeze drying.
Lyophilization. That's a pretty specialized process.
It is, but it's essential for preserving certain types of food and pharmaceuticals.
Makes sense. They're really covering a wide range of needs.
They are. They even address post-harvest losses in their fruit and vegetable processing catalog.
So they're thinking about the whole supply chain, minimizing waste from farm to table.
Exactly. So we've seen the problems they're tackling. Now let's get into the actual solutions they offer.
Time to see what they've got in their toolbox.
Industrial refrigeration is their bread and butter. They handle everything from designing systems to implementing computer-controlled units with advanced monitoring. Their ammonia-based systems can even run without constant manual maintenance.
Less maintenance means lower operating costs.
Yeah.
That's a win for any business.
They've got a pretty impressive project portfolio, too. Animex Starachowice, €10 million investment. Mowi, $6 million. Tartsiski, $5.5 million. Iglotech Strop Coral, all big names with multi-megawatt refrigeration needs.
Those are some serious projects. They're clearly capable of operating at a high level.
And here's a cool detail. They produce their own valve networks in-house.
That's interesting. Why do that?
It gives them tighter control over quality, and they claim it cuts installation time by 80%.
80%. That's huge.
Time is money, right? And they don't just install and disappear. They have service technicians ready to provide ongoing support.
Essential to minimize downtime. Keep those systems running smoothly.
Beyond refrigeration, they do a whole lot with plant climate control, industrial ventilation heating systems, thermal insulation, heat recovery, industrial dehumidification.
Creating a comfortable and efficient working environment, all while minimizing energy consumption.
And then there are those specialized areas, freeze and cold rooms, energy efficient and eco-friendly, of course. They offer both standard and custom lyophilization solutions, too.
So they can cater to very specific needs there.
Exactly. And their energy management services are pretty impressive. They do these deep energy audits to figure out exactly where a plant's wasting energy, then tailor solutions based on what they find.
Audits are a crucial first step. You got to know where you stand before you can start making improvements.
They're big on energy savings, waste heat recapture, cascade refrigeration using ammonia and CO2, and of course those ammonia heat pumps.
It's like they're hitting every angle of energy optimization.
They are. And then there's their AI software for operational optimization, real-time monitoring, predictive maintenance diagnostics. It's all about keeping things running smoothly and efficiently.
AI is really changing the game in industrial settings.
It is. They also offer propane R290 chillers, super energy efficient inverter-controlled compressors, heat recovery options, low global warming, potential quiet operation.
Propane's great natural refrigerant.
Right.
Really efficient and much better for the environment than those old synthetic refrigerants.
And for big heating needs, they have ammonia container heat pumps, high capacities up to 3,200 kilowatt efficient screw compressors, and a bunch of customization options.
So they're covering both cooling and heating needs with environmentally sound solutions.
They even offer prefabricated glycol valve stations, pre-assembled units to speed up installation.
Every little bit helps when it comes to saving time and money during a project.
So with all that, who exactly should be picking up the phone and calling Frizo?
Honestly, a lot of companies could benefit from what they offer.
They specifically mention the food industry, meat and poultry, dairy, cheese bakeries, breweries, fish, seafood, fruit and vegetable processing, ice cream, frozen food, you name it.
That's a huge chunk of the market.
It is. They also mention pharmaceuticals, mining logistics centers, high bay warehouses, even the petrochemical industry.
Industries that rely heavily on refrigeration and precise climate control.
Basically, any industrial plant that's feeling the pressure of rising energy costs and wants to optimize their operations in refrigeration, climate control, energy management.
It's a pretty broad appeal. And with energy costs the way they are, who isn't looking for ways to save?
They're also targeting companies with post-harvest losses in the fruit and vegetable sector, and any business that's looking to go green with sustainable refrigeration technologies.
Sustainability is becoming a must-have rather than a nice-to-have.
And they suggest companies planning new facilities or major modernizations should reach out early on.
Get them involved in the design phase, make sure everything's optimized from the ground up.
So let's say a company decides to work with Frizo. How can they actually improve their business? What are the real tangible benefits?
Let's talk bottom line.
Number one, reducing operating costs, energy efficient systems, heat recovery, identifying energy waste through audits. AI-powered optimization. They even mention aiming for a 50% energy consumption reduction for one project.
50%, that's massive,
It is. It can make a huge difference to a company's profitability.
especially in energy-intensive industries.
They also talk about increasing overall efficiency, things like faster installation times, thanks to those prefabricated valve networks. AI constantly working to optimize operations.
Saving time, saving money, streamlining processes. It all adds up.
Enhancing product quality and safety is another big one. Precise temperature and humidity control, reliable systems, lyophilization for those who need it.
It's not just about efficiency. It's about delivering a better product.
For companies with sustainability goals, Frizo's focus on natural refrigerants and energy reduction is a perfect fit.
It's good for the environment, and it could be good for business, too.
They even talk about helping businesses gain a competitive advantage by becoming tech leaders in their industries.
Staying ahead of the curve is essential in today's fast-paced business world.
And minimizing downtime is a big one. Reliable equipment, 247 service remote monitoring capabilities.
Downtime can be incredibly costly. Preventing it is a major win.
And for companies modernizing their facilities, 3D scanning and modeling can make the whole process much smoother and more efficient.
Planning is key. Avoiding surprises during a big project can save a lot of headaches.
So to wrap up, Frizo's a Polish company that's become a leader in industrial refrigeration. They take a really comprehensive and innovative approach to energy efficiency and operational improvement.
They're not just focused on one thing. They're looking at the whole picture, from refrigeration and climate control to energy management and AI.
They work with a wide range of industries, especially food, but also pharmaceuticals, logistics, petrochemicals, and more.
They've got the expertise and the experience to handle some pretty complex projects.
So here's a final thought. As more and more industries are pushed to be both economically efficient and environmentally responsible, how will solutions like Frizo's change the game?
It's about finding that balance between profitability and sustainability.
And with AI advancing so rapidly, what other benefits will we see from intelligent refrigeration and climate control in the years to come?
It's an exciting time to be in this industry. Lots of potential for positive change.
If you want to learn more about Frizo, their website is www.frizo.pl, or you can email them at buyuro@frizo.pl.
It's definitely worth checking them out. If you're looking to optimize your operations and build a more sustainable future, they might just have the solutions you need.
Thanks for joining us for this deep dive into Frizo.
It's been a pleasure. Until next time.